Welcome to the KPC Smart Money Podcast. Well, Karen, we're going to, people are getting hurt by inflation a little bit. And we're talking to some people that this is really affecting. I mean, just one example, I just every once in a while we'll go pick up some things at Aldi's. We like Aldi's because they can get some really good values at Aldi's.
Yes, you can.
And listen, I'm not ashamed to say, I don't care how much money we make, we still go to the Dollar Tree for some things. But anyway, just going by and looking at some stuff to throw on the grill while we were picking up stuff like bread and milk and butter and whatnot at Aldi's. And I thought, let's see if they got anything good to throw on the grill. And was it flank steak or skirt steak?
Skirt steak.
Skirt steak. It was like $15.
Yeah.
$15. And I remember like a year ago.
Quality meat.
Yeah, but the marinade you put on it made it good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice, and you tenderized it. But nevertheless, speaking of inflation, that's the point I'm trying to make is a year ago it was like $7.99. Right. So what I want to do is what we want to do right now is inflation is hurting some people. We want to talk about some things that you might think about that can help you. And one of those big things that we help our clients with a lot, whether it's inflation time or not, is, everybody should have 3 to 6 months in emergency savings. And when that money's sitting in the bank at the brick and mortar bank, it's not making anything. And so Karen, you're really good at researching this for us and for our clients as well. Give some examples of what's happening. What are we making now on our emergency money?
2%.
2%. And it was started out with, we used Synchrony for a while, and you kind of ditched them, didn't you?
About 2 years ago, Synchrony Bank was great. They made about 2.5%. And then about 18 months ago, as the interest rates just kept going down, it wasn't even making like 0.8 anymore. Well, because we're in an inflationary period, the banks have opened back up, and they are offering high-yield savings accounts again that are making what I'm seeing on average about 1.8 to 2% right now. We are always going to have some emergency money laying around, and we don't want it just to sit there making practically nothing at a brick and mortar bank. So I recommend for everybody, you can go online and you can research high-yield savings account, or I can throw a few names out there for you. The one that I like right now is BASK, B-A-S-K Bank. I also like Comenity, which just turned into Bread Financial. I was a fan of Synchrony for a long time until they just were really slow about increasing the rates. Now they're up to like 1.7 now, but you can take a look again online, high yield savings account.
Who would ever thought we'd be making a big deal about getting 2% on our money? But if you got $100,000 in the bank and it's in your emergency fund, and that's 2% over a year, that's $2,000. That's nothing to sneeze at. So people are making 0.05%.
Well, the whole point of the show today is that with inflation, with people who are hurting, with what you can buy being more expensive, your dollar being worth less, we're throwing out some ideas to squeak a little extra out of that money.
Okay, so tell me about cashback credit cards. What's an example of that? We're using some of that now, but talk about that a little bit.
You see the commercials, Chase, Citibank. There's lots of different, Fidelity actually has a credit card. There are lots of different cards out there. You can either earn points or you can get cash back. I used to be a big fan of earning the points because that's how we went on vacation every year. I have changed my mind. I want the cash.
Well, Karen, we would spend all this money on American Express, we used it for our business, and we spent a lot of money, and we'd get one plane ticket each.
Right, and then you'd get blackout days, and then you would get this. And just be careful, because there's a lot of cards out there that say, we'll pay you 3% on groceries, and we'll pay you 2% on gas, and we'll pay you 1%. I'm sorry, I don't have enough time in my life to care or figure out what percentage I am getting depending on where I'm using my card. So forget it. For simplicity, just go for the cash back on every purchase.
So some people are turning hobbies into cash. One of our clients, I'm thinking about one of our favorite um, clients that lives over in Argyle. You know who I'm talking about, the Sicilian, right?
Yep.
And his wife is sells stuff on Etsy, and they don't have to do that.
No,
it's a hobby.
It's a fun hobby for her.
So give me an example of what that might look like.
Well, we've heard of people who sell their hobbies on Etsy. We've heard of people who are big at eBay. Not that hard actually to get started on it. But if there's something that you like to do that's fun, think about possibly turning that into some extra cash. A lot of people are signing up to do driving for Uber or Lyft. Our daughter is a teacher, and they do lots of artwork, and they've got special machines called a Cricut, and so a lot of them will make arts and crafts or custom T-shirts or coffee mugs or all kinds of different things, and they're actually in demand to sell these things. So if you got the equipment, the time, and the interest, find a hobby you can turn into cash.
Karen, you remember we took a couple of Ubers in Portugal, and I just started doing the math in my head with this guy. This guy shows up. He's got a starched press shirt, and he's in a Mercedes car, beautiful Mercedes automobile. It takes us about a half hour outside of Lisbon to the beach. And when we get there, there was somebody had already hit him on the Uber app
to go back into town
and got into our car as we were getting out.
Right.
And I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking this guy probably made about $20 on that trip, right? And he's taking a guy right back for a half an hour. He probably picked somebody up because that beach that we went to is a very popular beach, and people are coming out from Lisbon constantly. So, I mean, you think about that. If he takes 2 trips in an hour, right? 2 trips in an hour, and he does that for like maybe, 5 hours. What's that, $20 times 10? I mean, he makes $200 real quick, right? For working for 5 hours or so.
Right. And again, gas prices, unfortunately, are making that a little more expensive, but hey, it's all right there for you. They have apps. They can hook you up with the rides. So yes, we have seen people pick up extra money with Uber or Lyft, or if you don't want to pick up and talk to people, you can actually become a driver for Uber Eats, or there's all kinds of ways to make some extra money these days. And, one other thing is, I'm going to bet that most of you buy stuff online.
Yeah, I just I bought some stuff online. This is going to sound silly. I'm going to say it though. I like Popeye's chicken. I just do. And they have an app. And I'm not, me, I'm not a real technical person. But all of a sudden, maybe I pushed the wrong button. All of a sudden, I got a Popeye's app. Now they're starting to send me stuff, right? And they're coupons. Mm-hmm. So, $8.99 for 5, family meal, right? $8.99. Now, I don't care how much money that we make or how well we do. If 2 of us can eat for $8.99 because Popeye sent us a text,
well, so yeah,
that's not a bad deal when we're in a hurry and we don't feel like cooking.
Right. So coupons, use them. I know some people who are like marathon coupon users, clippers, cutters. I personally, I don't have the time to really do that. But as Kevin said, if a coupon comes your way, but there are things that I do need to order online. And I use, Rakuten, and you can use Retail Me Not. And if I can't find some type of savings code on one of those, before I do any significant purchase, I don't care about $25, but if I'm having to make a couple $100, I will search before I hit that order key and see if I can't find some type of coupon code. So that's not money back, but hey, if you're going to buy it, wait for it to go on sale, try and find those coupons. It's just another thought. Again, right now, we're at a point where dollars count.
Rakuten?
Rakuten.
How do you spell that?
Rakuten.
Boy, that's a new one on me. So if somebody wanted to contact you somehow, can they go to KPC Smart Money and find us if they wanted to know some of these online things that you're using?
Well, actually, that's just our podcast site. Better to go to kpcfinancialsolutions.com.
kpcfinancialsolutions.com. There's also, we do financial analysis for people who listen to our radio shows and our podcasts. So if you're interested in that, click on that button. Okay, so are we out of time, dear?
We are. So we hope you enjoyed these ideas on how to save money, how to make more money on your money. Simple ideas. They just take habit. So make it a good, healthy financial habit today. You're listening to Kevin and Karen Christ on KPC Smart Money Podcast.
You've been listening to the KPC Smart Money Podcast with Kevin and Karen Christ. To listen to more episodes, visit kpcsmartmoney.com. You can also find the KPC Smart Money Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher.
KPC Financial Solutions is an independent financial services firm that utilizes a variety of investment and insurance products. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through KPC Financial Solutions, LLC, a registered investment company. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any reference to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. KPC Financial Solutions is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by KPC Financial Solutions. Hypothetical examples have been provided for illustrative purposes only. It does not represent a real-life scenario and should not be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation.